Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying to one of the harshest environments on Earth, the Horn of Africa, to meet an incredibly resilient and critically endangered animal, the Somali Wild Ass. This isn't just any wild donkey. It's a living legend, a true survivor, and quite possibly the ancestor of the domestic donkey we all know. So, what makes the Somali Wild Ass so special? First, just look at it. It has this beautiful, light gray coat that almost seems to glow in the desert sun. But the real showstoppers are its legs. They're adorned with these striking black and white horizontal stripes, almost like a zebra's, which is why some people call it the zebra of the desert. These stripes are unique to each individual, like a fingerprint, and they help it blend into the rocky, arid landscape. Living in the deserts of Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Somalia means life is tough. Temperatures can soar, and water is incredibly scarce. But the Somali Wild Ass is a master of adaptation. It can survive for days without drinking, getting much of the moisture it needs from the sparse desert plants it eats. Its large ears aren't just for hearing. They also help dissipate heat, keeping it cool under the relentless sun. And their hooves are incredibly tough, perfectly designed for navigating the rocky, uneven terrain. These animals are mostly active during the cooler hours of dawn and dusk to avoid the midday heat. They're generally solitary or live in small, temporary groups, unlike the large herds you might see with other wild equines. This is a survival strategy. Spreading out reduces competition for the limited food and water available in their vast, dry home. Communication is key for them. They use a series of loud brays that can travel for miles across the open desert. This is how they keep in touch with each other, warn of danger, and find potential mates. It's their way of staying connected in a world that tries to keep them apart. But here's the tough part. The Somali Wild Ass is critically endangered. In fact, it's one of the rarest wild equines in the world. There are probably fewer than 1,000 of them left in the wild. So, what's threatening this incredible survivor? The main challenges are habitat loss and competition for resources. As human populations expand, livestock like cattle and goats compete with the wild asses for the same scarce water and grazing areas. This pushes the wild asses into even more marginal, inhospitable lands. They're also hunted in some areas, both for food and for traditional medicine, which puts even more pressure on their tiny population. Thankfully, it's not all bad news. Dedicated conservation groups are working tirelessly to protect the remaining Somali wild asses. They're creating protected areas, working with local communities to reduce human-wildlife conflict, and running breeding programs in zoos around the world to ensure the species has a future. These captive populations are like a genetic insurance policy, safeguarding the species from total extinction. The Somali Wild Ass is a symbol of endurance and wild beauty. It represents the untamed spirit of the desert. Losing it would mean losing a unique piece of our planet's natural heritage and the last truly wild ass species in Africa. It's a reminder that even the toughest creatures need our help to survive. Thanks so much for watching and learning about this amazing animal with me. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the wild. See you next time.